Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. So just going to be giving you an update on some of Manchester United's transfer news. So according to Mohamed Bouafsi, he has said that Monaco have rejected a £22 million bid from Manchester United for Benoit Badiashile, if I have pronounced his surname correctly. And Niko Kovac, who's the Monaco manager, he has told the board that, all bids should be rejected for Benoit Badiashile, and we have to make a Martial kind of offer if we've got any chances of signing the player. Because obviously, we paid around £36 million for Anthony Martial back in 2015 from Monaco. Obviously, Martial has endured 5 years with Manchester United, and I think he's had 2 good seasons at the club. He did well last season under Solskjaer, and he also did well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Obviously, Anthony Martial is now our number 9, so he does play in that central position. That's actually not his predominant position, no, because obviously, for the vast majority of his Man United career, he's actually played out wide. But yeah, I don't really know much about this Benoit Badiashile, to be quite honest with you. I know that he's only the age of 19. He's a left-footed centre-half. He's been at Monaco a few years. Made his senior debut, I think, in 2018. And he has got a contract, I think, with Monaco until 2024. And he has nearly made 50 appearances for them. And that's all I really know about him. So are Man United going to make a Martial-like offer to try and get him on the board? Because obviously we're looking for someone to go alongside Harry Maguire in our back line. But there's been a lot of centre-halves on our agenda. So yeah, that's the latest news regarding him. Now, I just want to give you some news on Bissaka. So, reportedly, Bissaka is likely to miss the start of pre-season training because Bissaka's just recently travelled to Dubai. Now, that means he's got to quarantine for 14 days. Now, Bissaka, this season will be second season at Manchester United. I thought last season Bissaka did very, very well. Last season was obviously his first season at the football club. I just think we need to see more of the attacking side of his game. He's lacking that attacking intent, but I think Bissaka's defensive contributions always been very, very good. We did get Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million from Crystal Palace last summer. I thought towards the end of last season, I thought he looked a bit fatigued and he did look a bit off the pace. But Bissaka's still got a lot of development in him, and I think he can be our right back for at least the next 9 to 10 years. So that is the latest news on him. Just want to talk with you a bit more about Lionel Messi. I was talking with you a lot about him yesterday. So, obviously, we know that Lionel Messi wants to leave Barcelona because, obviously, he recently put a transfer request in and Barcelona have accepted his decision to leave Barcelona. And I think his father, George, is now in Manchester holding negotiations with Manchester City because it does actually say that Manchester City are the favourites to sign him. It recently said that we was in negotiations with Lionel Messi's representatives over the possible move. And there's actually a possibility chance that he could go to PSG. Don't forget, PSG got Neymar from Barcelona a few years ago in a deal worth like £200 million. I think he is the most expensive player in the world at the moment. And I don't think Messi's been the same at Barcelona since Neymar's departure because obviously they had a very, very good friendship, did Messi and Neymar. Now, it does actually say that Messi is at the risk of a FIFA ban over his contract dispute. And I think he's set to join Barcelona training on Monday. Now, Barcelona did recently lose 8-2 to Bayern Munich. And obviously, reflects on that, they sacked their manager. And obviously, they appointed Ronald Koeman in as their new manager recently. And maybe reflect on that 8-2 defeat. Maybe that's one of the main explanations why Messi does want to leave Barcelona. He does mention that he's got a €700 million buyout clause. But reportedly, this is now expired according to Barcelona, and he's contracted with Barcelona until 2021, so he will be available on a free transfer next year when his current contract expires. Lionel Messi has spent the entirety of his senior career with Barcelona. Obviously made his senior debut in 2004. I think he was just the age of 16. He's obviously now 33 years of age. Lionel Messi has won the Ballon d'Or 6 times. He holds a record for the most goals in the La Liga, 444. He's got around 36 hat-tricks in the La Liga and 183 assists in the La Liga. He has scored over 700 goals for club and country. I think for Argentina, he's scored around 70 goals in 138 games. And he's won 33 trophies with Barcelona, including 4 Champions Leagues. But, Barcelona did recently name their asking price, and they said they want around 200 million. But obviously no one's going to pay that much, because obviously a lot of clubs can't afford that. And plus, Lionel Messi is 33 years of age, so he's actually, coming to an end of his, playing career. But I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United will sign him. Obviously, you can say he's another alternative to Jadon Sancho. But I think there's more chance of him definitely going to City or PSG than there is of him coming to Man United. That's one thing I do believe. But some people think, is this just all talk? Messi leaving Barcelona. He may not even leave. He could end up staying at Barcelona. You just don't know. But we still want to get Jadon Sancho on the board. Jadon Sancho is our number one priority target. Now, Jadon Sancho believes his move to Manchester United will happen in this summer transfer window, and Sky Sports did recently say that it could be now or never, Sancho's transfer to Man United. So that means if we don't sign him in this summer transfer window, then he may never, ever become a Manchester United player. It recently said that we abandoned our chase for Sancho until the summer of 2021. It is Borussia Dortmund's asking price that is the stumbling block, because Borussia Dortmund have said several times that they want over £100 million. We have said that, we are not willing to pay Borussia Dortmund's valuation. We only want to pay like 60 or 70 million pounds up front. But it does mention that Sancho's agreed personal terms with Man United, and he said he has agreed a 5-year contract with the football club worth around 340 grand a week. But around 3 weeks ago, is it longer than 3 weeks ago now, Fabrizio Romano came out and he said that Sancho had agreed personal terms with Man United, and he said that negotiations between Man United and Dortmund were at an advanced stage. But just after that, it had said that talks had broken down, due to Borussia Dortmund's asking price. We know that we missed out on the deadline to sign Sancho, because Dortmund said that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. But Sebastian Kell, who's one of Borussia Dortmund's directors, he recently said that Sancho's happy at Dortmund, and he said he will stay for one more season. A few weeks ago, Borussia Dortmund's CEO and sporting director came out and also said that Sancho will stay at Dortmund and the decision is final. But Sancho at Man United recently has looked dead in the water. But there's still some Manchester United fans that are convinced that he will come to the football club in this summer transfer window. But I've already outlined the reasons why I want Man United to sign Sancho is because he's got a good friendship with Rashford, he'll dramatically improve us, and he's predominantly a right winger. And I also believe he's enjoyed 3 good years with Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund only paid 8 million for him from Man City, so they got him for next to nothing. So Dortmund are obviously, going to make a huge profit on him if they sell him in this summer transfer window. Plus Manchester City benefit from it. So that'll be good from their perspective. They get around 15% of the transfer fee. The main explanation Sancho left City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. Before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. We know that if we sign Sancho in this summer transfer window, he will be our next number 7. We have got number 7 vacant at the moment, but we have had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. I think Sancho still under contract with Dortmund. Is it until 2022? Or is it 2023? But we have been looking at a lot of alternatives to Sancho, and I will make an admission, he is much cheaper solutions than him. But yeah, so that's the news on Sancho. Obviously, yesterday night I give you the breaking news on Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson has signed a 5-year contract with Manchester United worth around 120 grand a week. There is also an option of a further year. So Dean Henderson now will stay at the club until 2025. This is very, very good news from a Manchester United perspective. Dean Henderson, obviously, this season will battle David De Gea for the number 1. Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become Man United's number 1 goalkeeper, and he said he wants to keep David De Gea as number 1 for at least another season. But I think Dean Henderson is now reliable enough to become our number 1. He's got that experience behind him. He just recently enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, and I've got to say he was Sheffield United's player of the season. Dean Henderson's had quite a few loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We got him back in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him at the age of just 14. So Dean Henderson's been part of the club for several years. It was only last year that he signed a new deal worth £60,000. So the news on Dean Henderson. But to be fair, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in. So that's very positive news. You already know the news on Harry Maguire, don't you? I was talking with you about Harry Maguire yesterday. Obviously, a retrial has been accepted. But obviously, this could take up to several months or even up to a year. Obviously, Harry Maguire recently got a suspended sentence of 21 months and 10 days following his trial in Greece. And he obviously was found guilty for attempted bribery, repeated bodily harm, public violence against employers, and there was something else as well. And we know that Harry Maguire has been withdrawn from the England squad from Gareth Southgate. But obviously before the trial, it said he had been included in the England squad. So obviously Harry Maguire does out in this, period. Then obviously Harry Maguire will go to jail. It did say that he could have actually paid £90,000, to avoid going to jail for 3 years. But actually Harry Maguire's lawyer told the Greek court that, he was kicked in the legs by police and, apparently he said his career was over. That also got mentioned, and Harry Maguire told police, do you know who I am? I'm the captain of Manchester United and I am rich. I want Harry Maguire to improve as a Manchester United player, because there's still aspects of his game that I've got to improve. Obviously, this season will be Harry Maguire's 2nd season at Manchester United. Last season was his 1st season at the club. And I thought last season, he actually, did well. Some games he did well, some games he did quite poor. Obviously, we got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million from Leicester last summer. So he is the 2nd most expensive sign at the club and the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment. Obviously, we know that Harry Maguire is going to keep the captain's armband at Manchester United. Do you think Man United have made the right decision by doing this? I did say Solskjaer's got a big decision to make on Harry Maguire because I said there is uncertainty now on his Man United future. But I personally believe that we should give the captaincy to either Bruno Fernandes or Paul Pogba because they are the ones that show fantastic leadership in the team. But we've got to hurry up and start making signings in this summer transfer window. The summer transfer window has been open now over 4 weeks and we have not yet made any signings. And my element of concern is that these teams around us that are recruiting very, very well. Now, Solskjaer at the end of last season outlined his transfer plans. He said that, he wants Man United to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. And obviously he's identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up because Solskjaer's looking to improve the squad. I think we need a right winger. We need a holding midfielder. We also need a centre-half, despite the fact that we've got 7 centre-halves in the team. And some United fans will say we need to get a left-back in. But there is still deficiencies in the squad. I think Woodward has said he wants Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings in this summer transfer window. I think, is this now the longest we've gone in a summer transfer window without actually making a signing? Well, if it isn't, it's actually close now to it. I don't even know what our transfer budget is, to be quite honest with you. I think it did say at the end of last season that we have got around £140 million to spend. But we are now losing patience with the board. Reflects on the lack of transfer activity. Obviously, I don't think Solskjaer's had enough backing so far in this summer transfer window because obviously he had Woodward. He's said, he's determined to back Solskjaer. He said at the first part of last season that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe, even when we went through that bad period, when we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. The Glazers, they basically said the same thing, that they are willing to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But, we've been very, very critical of Woodward and the Glazers for several years. Obviously, there's main explanations behind it. Obviously, Woodward's been here since 2012. The Glazers have been here since 2005. But our recruitment policy has been poor for several years. And I think a lot of the players we've brought in the last 7 years have not been the right calibre players for Manchester United. Don't forget as well, Woodward said that he wanted to get a director of football in at Man United, so obviously they can join Solskjaer's structure. We've been in the process of trying to get a director of football in since the Jose Mourinho era. But, we've got to start spending money. So far at the football club, Solskjaer spent just over £200 million. Obviously, in his first ever transfer window, he didn't recommend anyone in. But last summer, Solskjaer brought Daniel James and Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And obviously, in January, he bought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo, and he got Ighalo on loan. And obviously, we've recently brought a few academy players in. I think recently Marc Joado's just coming from Barcelona. Don't forget Filip Stevanovic has signed, but he's going to be officially joining Man United in the summer of 2021 because obviously he will remain at Partizan Belgrade on loan for for this season. Yeah. But there's decisions that Solskjaer's got to make at Manchester United. He's got to decide on what players he's going to bring in this summer transfer window. And he's also got to decide on what players he's going to get rid of in this summer transfer window. Because obviously he's going to get rid of more of the deadwood at the football club. We could get rid of up to 10 players in this summer transfer window. I think, we're going to, get rid of Jesse Lingard, despite Solskjaer wanting him to stay. And obviously Lingard's been part of the club for several years. And Lingard, I think, has just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. I think we'd get minimum £20 million for Lingard if we sell him in this summer transfer window. Lingard did score in our game against Lask. He scored in the final day against Leicester. That was his first goal for Man United in Solskjaer's first game in charge, so that just indicates how inconsistent he has been. Andres Pereira, Esporte Interactivo said the other week that he's leaving Man United despite Solskjaer wanting him to stay. Andres Pereira's been part of the club for several years. We got him from PSV back in 2012, Andres Pereira. Spent a few years in our youth setup, then broke into the senior squad in 2014. Pereira's made around 45 senior appearances for Man United. Got a contract with us till 2023. I haven't read up about the Pereira rumours recently, but last time I read up it said that his agent was talking with clubs in Germany, Spain and Portugal. Don't forget Pereira did have loan spells with Granada and Valencia, but Pereira's found game time difficult since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes, hasn't he? Chris Smalling, he's another player I think we're going to try and get rid of. Even though Solskjaer did say that he was in regular contact with Smalling whilst he was out on loan with Roma. And he said that Smalling does have a future at Manchester United. This is something he did say. He did well in his loan spell, though, with Roma last season. Obviously, Roma are trying to get Chris Smalling. It said the other week that Inter Milan were in for him. Smalling's been a long servant at Man United. He's enjoyed around, 9 or 10 years with the football club. We got him from Fulham back in 2010. Obviously, Rojo, he's another player we're looking to offload. Don't forget, he was on loan with Estudiantes. We did get Rojo back in 2014 from Sporting Lisbon for around £16 million. Enjoyed a good 5 years or so with Man United. Obviously, there's no point in him being here now because he won't get in the team anyway. Sustained a few injuries during his Man United career as well. Rojo, he's under contract with Man United till 2021. We're also looking to get rid of Phil Jones. Obviously, Phil Jones has been a long servant at Man United. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. He's enjoyed 9 years with the football club. So he's another one we'll look to get rid of. Diego Dalot, I think he's another player we're looking to get rid of. Because Diego Dalot isn't good enough to represent Manchester United. Diego Dalot spent a few seasons now with the club, I think. We got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. Obviously, paid around £19 million for him from Porto. And, Dalot's got a contract with us till 2023. First part of last season, he had back-to-back injuries. And I think he only made, 1 or 2 starts in the Premier League last season. I think Everton are interested in Dalot. PSG are interested in Barcelona, have also been in for him before. Some United fans will say we need to get rid of Eric Bailly. Not because he's a bad centre-half, he's just too injury-prone, isn't he, Eric Bailly? And obviously he's not one of our first-choice centre-halves anyway. Bailly's enjoyed 4 years with Man United. We paid around £30 million in from Villarreal back in 2016. Some will say we need to get rid of Lindelof. We'll probably keep Lindelof though. Lindelof's obviously not on Harry Maguire's level. And there's definitely aspects of Lindelof's game that's got to improve. But if we were to get a centre-half, and then we could use Lindelof obviously as a backup, don't forget. Lindelof's, he's enjoyed 3 years with the club. We got him from Benfica back in 2017 for £30 million. But we'll get rid of players in this summer transfer window. We'll generate money. And it will, of course, help us with our rebuilding process. But I think Solskjaer at this moment in time, like I mentioned yesterday, is in a similar situation to what Jose Mourinho was in. Because obviously, Jose Mourinho, he enjoyed 2.5 years at the football club. Obviously, did win the Europa League and the League Cup in his first season at Man United, and obviously brought 11 players into the club and spent around 400 million or just under 400 million pounds. But obviously in the summer of 2018, Mourinho made it clear to our board that he wanted to sign a centre-half. Obviously never got that centre-half in, and this is one of the main explanations why he got sacked. Another one of the explanations why he got sacked is because he had bad disputes with the board and he just didn't get on, with our top players. He had bad disputes with our top players and all of that, did Jose Mourinho. So Solskjaer's in a similar situation. But there's around 12 or 13 players, I think, in our squad that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can rely on. But he should be relying on a lot more than that, to be quite honest with you. But the big test for Solskjaer is this season, because obviously this season he's going to have bigger expectations to exceed. Our expectations this season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. That's if we do make signings. And the other expectation will be to win a trophy, because we've not yet won a trophy under Solskjaer, and we've not won a major honour for over 3 years. And that's the first time this has happened in like 31 years. So this season will tell the story if Solskjaer is the right manager for Man United. You know, it is a transition period for us, and it has been a transition period for a while. Don't forget, you know, Solskjaer's inheriting, you know, a squad that is worth 700 odd million pounds. He's obviously, you know, inheriting players even from the Jose Mourinho era. Still a few players here from the Van Gaal era he's inheriting. Matari from the Moyes era he's inheriting. Still a few players here from the Ferguson era he's inheriting. But the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. But last season, you know, was obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at the club. And I thought he did quite well, you know, exceeded most of his expectations. Obviously got us qualification for the Champions League. And I did say, didn't I, how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players in for the financial structure. We got third, and we also progressed to 3 semi-finals. We got to the Europa League semi-final, the FA Cup semi-final, and the EFL Cup semi-final. But Solskjaer did say that semi-finals are not good enough. You know, but I have seen improvements at Manchester United, you know, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like I said, you know, there's certain players that have improved, especially the top players, because, like I said, all our top players enjoyed a difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era. You've got to say as well, the fitness levels have improved. You know, we still had a lot of injuries last season. That's the main explanation why Solskjaer had to make a lot of rotation in the squad. I think our recruitment's definitely improved under Solskjaer. I think throughout the course of last season, Solskjaer promoted the youth well. You know, he's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. So that's also another good thing. But don't get me wrong, there's still improvements needed. You know, certain players have got to step up to the plate. There's aspects of our game that have got to improve. I think Solskjaer still needs to improve his decision making. So there you go. But the good news is that we are unbeaten in the league since January. We are unbeaten in our last 14 league games. But like I said to you, I don't know if Solskjaer's the right man. You know, Solskjaer's our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. Obviously, you know, we've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and obviously that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. So we have had different managers with different philosophies. We spent 900 odd million pounds on players since Ferguson's retirement, and we've recruited a good 32, 33 players in since Ferguson's retirement. Obviously, you know, we spent big money on players in recent years. You know, 89 million for Pogba, 75 million for Lukaku, 80 million for Maguire, 50 million pounds for Fred, 40 million pounds for Matic. You know. So people say, in reality, reflect on the money we've spent, you know, we should be where Liverpool are or minimum where Man City are. But always spending big on players does not always guarantee you success. We've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson's retirement, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho and that. You know, I think, you know, we've made mistakes in the last 7 years. You know, I think there's definitely, you know, players that Man United got in and shouldn't have got rid of. You know, we shouldn't have got rid of Herrera, we should have kept him. Shouldn't have got rid of Lukaku, should have kept him. Some United fans will say we shouldn't have got rid of Angel Di Maria. Some United fans will say we shouldn't have even got rid of Wilfried Zaha. You know, I think that was the last signing Ferguson made before he retired in 2013. But there you go. But Solskjaer's been at Man United a good, is it 19 and a half months now. So he has been here for quite a while. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.